Kia ora koutou, ko Suzi tōku ingoa. I'm a midwife, a kahu pōkai, and I have the privilege of being at births. I've been in the births in settings of primary maternity units and birth units, hospitals and home birth. And as a midwife of 30 years, I observe that people, when they're in a familiar home-like space with soft lighting and a calm environment, a calm sort of home-like environment as you're walking into the premises, are able to let birth unfold in a gentle and natural way. And I attend a lot more births at the hospital because people choose that. And in part that's because they lack choice. I support home births, and not everybody is comfortable to give birth in the home, but a birth unit is a space where they feel meets their needs of having a home-like, safe environment, which also has a little bit of wraparound care for that postnatal care, and people feel more comfortable with that. Why I think we need a primary birth unit in every setting is because people can own and be more themselves in those spaces. And our research within New Zealand shows that Māori whānau will choose a primary birth space over a secondary care space if it's available. So they'll choose a birthing unit over a medicalised hospital. And some of the reasons are because it's more whānau friendly and enables people to practice their own motahaki and be independent in their thinking and bring in their own cultural needs. And the other reason is it's just tradition. It's traditional to have a space that is more familiar-like. When we are in a space that feels safe and familiar, we produce this beautiful hormone called oxytocin. And oxytocin enables the birth to flourish and continue and progress. It is a hormone that is released to cause contractions, so it will make the labour progress with the power of the contractions. It is also a hormone that's quite shy, so it's a hormone that will come out when the environment is calm, the lighting is soft, there's peaceful sounds, and people feel safe and cared for. This is easier to achieve in a familiar, small environment, as opposed to going to a hospital where we go in through a main hospital door that is often associated with illness and sadness, or possibly death, and then we go into white, stark corridors that echo, and then we have to buzz in to go through a locked door into the actual maternity unit, and we can smell the smells of a sort of sterile place, the white corridors, the hospital bed once we get to the room, often fluorescent lights, and also we have a space that has call bells going down the corridor that we can hear outside. We might even hear the activity that's outside of the room, and that is not conducive to releasing that shy hormone of oxytocin, so it doesn't help the progress of labour. And so we know this is what happens physiologically, and then the evidence shows that we're more likely in a hospital environment. We're 4 times more likely to have a caesarean section. We're 3 times more likely to have a postpartum hemorrhage post a birth, and we're less likely to have a rewarding experience. So there is the anecdotal experience that I've had of watching birth unfold in a beautiful natural way in a home-like setting, and then there's the evidence of big data collection that shows that that anecdotal experience is reinforced by actual solid evidence. We need a birthing unit. We need a space that enables people to feel safe culturally, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And we need a space that people can be themselves and let their birth be the way they want to have it. I really support the need for every area to have a birth unit. And we had one in this area, and people were just starting to understand what that meant for them. It takes a while for a culture to shift away and open up to a new experience. And this possibility to be able to have a birth unit and give people the choice should be welcomed and supported and funded. So I urge people to support this project. It would be a beautiful thing for the community. It will be transformational. Birth is transformational, and this will be transformational, and it will go on for generations. In my experience, when whānau has a home birth, the sister then considers a home birth, or the brother considers a home birth. When people come to me saying, I'm going to have a home birth because my mother had a home birth, it shows how that grows, and that would happen with birth units as well. I have had the privilege of working in a rural community where the birth unit was the choice, and that place belonged to the community. It was the community space, and they embraced it. They treated it like it was part of their home. It was just an extension, and they just popped in at any point that they felt they needed to in their labour, and they had this very community home-like experience. I felt like the community owned it, not the health practitioners, and that's how a birth centre should be.